Welcome to Brian360 and welcome to Thingvellir National Park, a site of great historical and cultural significance to the people of Iceland and an amazing display of the wonders of geology. Thingvellir National Park is about a 50-minute drive east of Reykjavik and is part of the Golden Circle Tour, which also includes stops at Geyser, Gullfoss, and Kirith Crater. Iceland is a country divided, not by politics, religion, or other things that people like to fight about these days, but divided literally by tectonic plates. The Mid-Atlantic Ridge is a seam running down the center of the Atlantic Ocean and Iceland, where the North American and Eurasian tectonic plates are pulling apart. Across most of the ocean, this ridge lies thousands of meters beneath the sea. Here, in Iceland, it breaks the surface. The island is a piece of the ocean floor that has been pushed above the waves by the sheer volume of volcanic material welling up from below. The valley of Thingvellir was created by the relentless process called rifting. As the North American and Eurasian plates drift away from each other at roughly 2 centimeters per year, the crust between them doesn't stretch smoothly. It fractures, drops, and collapses into the widening gap below. As you enter Thingvellir National Park near the visitor center, you are immediately greeted by a wonderful view. In the distance is Iceland's largest lake, Thingvallavatn, with an area of 84 square kilometers or 32 square miles. Looking to the north now is where we will see the greatest example of rifting in Thingvellir. I now try to summon as much courage as I can as I stick my camera over the edge with my 3-meter selfie stick. As we walk north through the Almannagjá Gorge, or Everyman's Gorge, just a brief comment on walking through Thingvellir. There are wooden walkways in many areas, and where those end there are gravel paths. If walking is a bit of a challenge for you, I highly recommend doing what my mother did, and that is to bring a pair of walking sticks with you. There is a bit of a slope from the Welcome Center to the point where we ended our walk, and we'll see that shortly. Unlike your parents, who had to walk to school uphill both ways and in a snowstorm, it's only the way back that is uphill. As we walk through Almannagjá Gorge, we are walking between the walls of 2 continents. The basalt cliff rising to our left is the edge of the North American plate, while the ground sloping away to our right belongs to Eurasia. The gorge itself is the gap that has opened between them over millennia, and the path we're walking along is the boundary of 2 of the Earth's great tectonic slabs. The Almannagjá is the largest and most dramatic of the park's fissures, but it is far from the only one. The valley floor is laced with dozens of parallel rifts and faults, each a crack in the crust, marking where the earth has opened and subsided. Some are shallow depressions in the lava field, while others plunge into darkness. Just off the main trail to the right is a staircase that leads to this view. As we continue our walk through Althing Gorge, we are nearing the most exciting part of this visit for me, and that is the historical and cultural significance of Thingvellir. I love history, and I've been fortunate enough over the years to visit many places where history happened. There's a special feeling knowing that you are standing in the same spot where historical events have taken place. But I have never visited a place where my ancestors from long ago could have been, that I know of, until now. My great-great-grandparents were from the town of Seyðisfjörður in eastern Iceland. The importance of Thingvellir had waned by their time, but maybe their ancestors, and by extension mine, visited Thingvellir during its most significant period from 930 to 1798. Iceland was settled by Norse Vikings and Celtic people in the late 9th century. By 870, settlers were carving farms from the lava fields and volcanic valleys of this remote North Atlantic island. Within a few generations, Iceland had a population and a problem. No king, no central authority, no system to resolve the disputes that were inevitable when proud, armed chieftains lived in close quarters. In the year 930, Iceland's chieftains, the Gothar, gathered at this valley and established the Althing, a national assembly, a parliament, a congress of the free. It is one of the oldest functioning legislative assemblies in the history of the world. But why here? The valley was a natural amphitheater. The Althing Gorge provided the acoustics of an open-air theater, and the rift walls reflected sound across the crowd. The Uxará River provided fresh water. The wide valley floor had space for thousands of people, not just chieftains and lawmakers, but the entire social world that assembled around them. Merchants came to trade. Poets came to perform. People came to find potential mates. Farmers came to hear the law and see justice done. For 2 weeks every midsummer, Thingvellir became the beating heart of an entire civilization. At the center of it all stood the Lögberg, the Law Rock. This was the most important platform in Iceland. The law speaker, and I cannot pronounce that word in Icelandic, I have tried many times and failed. Anyway, the law speaker was elected to memorize the entire legal code of Iceland and recite 1/3 of it aloud each year, completing the cycle every 3 years. Standing on the Lögberg, he would project his voice across the assembled crowd. No microphone, no amplification, just the natural acoustics of the valley and the silence of a people listening. The Althing was more than a legislature. It was a festival, a marketplace, a court of law, and a social institution all at once. Icelanders would travel for days or even weeks to reach Thingvellir. Some by horse across highland passes, some by boat along the coast. Temporary booths, or búðir, lined the valley, shelter for the duration of the assembly. You can still see the faint outlines of some of these booth ruins in the grass today. Cases were heard, verdicts delivered, outlaws declared. The most severe punishment the Althing could impose wasn't execution, it was outlawry. To be declared an outlaw was to be cast out of society entirely, stripped of all legal protection. Anyone could kill an outlaw without consequence. Iceland's most famous outlaw, Egil Skallagrimsson, and Eiríkur Rauði, or Eric the Red, the father of Leifur Eriksson, the man who would become the first European to reach North America, both received that sentence at the Althing and chose exile over execution. The most consequential single session of the Althing may have been the one held in the year 1000. Iceland was under pressure from Norway's newly Christian king, Olafur Tryggvason, to convert from the Old Norse religion to Christianity. The island was divided. Norse pagans on one side, the growing Christian community on the other, tensions rising toward open conflict. Both factions arrived at Thingvellir that summer, armed and ready for violence. The law speaker of the time, a pagan priest himself, was asked to make a ruling. He withdrew beneath his cloak and lay in silence for an entire day and night. When he emerged, he declared that Iceland would adopt Christianity as its official religion, while quietly allowing the old pagan practices to continue in private. A more recent and monumental event was held here on June 17, 1944, chosen deliberately as the birthday of nationalist hero Jan Sigurðsson. when Iceland ended centuries of ties with Denmark and formally abolished the monarchy, establishing the Republic of Iceland at Thingvellir. 20,000 people gathered in the valley. They had traveled from across the island to witness the moment. The declaration was read aloud. The crowd cheered. 1,000 years of democratic tradition, carried in the memory of a people and the ground beneath their feet, had come full circle. June 17th is still Iceland's National Day. Every few years, Icelanders return to Thingvellir to mark it, standing on the same ground, beside the same rift, under the same open sky that their ancestors stood beneath when this island was young and the world was wider than anyone knew. As I stood looking out at the valley at Thingvellir, I let my imagination wander a little bit and thought about the thousands of people who had gathered here since the year 930. This was a place not only where history that changed the course of Iceland happened, but a place where my ancestors might have come to join in the massive gathering of the Althing. This was just our second day into our Iceland trip, and it was a wonderful experience to be able to share this with my mother and brother. Who knows, maybe someday my kids or their kids will come to this spot and think the same thing. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, share, and sign up for notifications. And please come back. I will be posting a lot more videos of Iceland on our amazing trip around this incredible country. As well, I will be posting a 360 version of this video, so you'll be able to look around as if you were there. You can change the view, look wherever you like, and try to experience this like I got to. Thank you again for watching, and take care.